जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदा यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीर वनचारी। यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। श्रीवासादि गौर। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, entitled Parikshit Cursed by Brahman Boy, text number 50. Is that a 50? Yeah. prāyaśaḥ sādhavo loke dvandveṣu yojitāḥ na vyathanti na hṛṣyanti yat ātmā aguṇa-āśrayaḥ prāyaśaḥ sādhavo loke parair dvandveṣu yojitāḥ na vyathanti na hṛṣyanti ātmā aguṇa-āśrayaḥ prāyaśaḥ sādhavo loke parair dvandveṣu yojitāḥ na vyathanti na hṛṣyanti ātmā aguṇa-āśrayaḥ prāyaśaḥ sādhavo loke parair dvandveṣu yojitāḥ na vyathanti na hṛṣyanti ātmā aguṇa-āśrayaḥ. prāyaśaḥ sādhavo loke parair dvandveṣu yojitāḥ na vyathanti na hṛṣyanti yataḥ aguṇa-āśrayaḥ. Mataji. Prāyaśaḥ sādhavo loke. Word to word, prāyaśu. Prāyaśaḥ, generally. Sādhavaḥ, saints. Loke, in this world. Parair, by others. Dvandveṣu, in duality. Yojitāḥ, being engaged. Never. Vyathanti, distressed. Nor. hṛṣyanti, take pleasure. Yata, because. ātmā, self. aguṇa-āśrayaḥ, transcendental. Translation: generally, the transcendentalists, even though engaged by others in the dualities of the material world, are not distressed, nor they take pleasure in worldly things, for they are transcendentally engaged. The purport: the transcendentalists are the empiric philosophers, the mystics, and the devotees of the Lord. Empiric philosophers aim at the form of merging into the being of the Absolute. Mystics aim at perceiving all-pervading Supersoul. And the devotees of the Lord are engaged in a transcendental loving service of the Personality of Godhead. Since Brahman, Paramātmā and Bhagavān are different phases of the same transcendence, all these transcendentalists are beyond the three modes of material nature. Material distresses and happiness are products of the three modes, and therefore the cause of such material distress and happiness have nothing to do with the transcendentalists. The king was devotee, and the rishi was a mystic. Therefore, both of them were unattached in the incident created by supreme will. The playful child was an instrument in fulfilling the Lord's will. So we know in the story that Parikshit Maharaj was thirsty and went to Samika Rishi's ashram, and he asked for water. but but the but the Rishi was in meditation. He didn't know what's happening around him. So, being thirsty, King Parikshit became a little angry. And just to take revenge, not revenge, but he didn't. So he saw the snake. He put their snake, he put around the neck of the Rishi. That Rishi then realized that, oh, the king was here. But nearby, the children playing, the Samik Rishi's son, Singi, heard this news. And because of his Brahma Tej, he cursed to King Parikshit that from 7 days from now, king will be killed by a taksak snake. So this was the background of the story. So now here, Prabhupada writes that in the last sentence of his purport, therefore both of them were unattached to the accidental incident created by the Supreme Will. Both of them take it that it is Krishna's desire that this thing happen. But the playful child was an instrument in fulfilling the Lord's will. Lord's will was to take his own devotee, Parikshit Maharaj, back home, back to Godhead. So, the word sādhavaḥ is translated as a transcendentalist. And the transcendentalists are rare to find in this material world, especially in age of Kali. There is a saying that shaile shaile na manikyam. Shaile shaile means in each and every elephant hair, each and every mountain doesn't have manikya, means the jewel. You can't find in every mountain. Saile, saile na manikam. Moktikam na gaje gaje. That in all elephants' hair you cannot find the pearl. There are pearls from in certain elephants they have a pearl. One elephant would have one pearl. So, saile saile na manikyam, moktikam na gaje gaje, sādhavo nahi sarvatra. The saintly peoples are not to be found everywhere because they are rare. Sādhavo nahi sarvatra, chandanam na vane vane. In every forest, there is no sandalwood tree. These are the rare things. So, anyway, there are three types of transcendentalists. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, Vadanti tat tattvavidas brahmeti paramatmeti Bhagavān iti sabhyate. Those who know Brahma, Paramātmā and Bhagavān. So three types of transcendentalists. The people who, the philosophers, the first one, empiric philosopher, aim is to merge into the Brahman. Brahman is impersonal, Brahma Jyoti, and they want to just merge into that. And some mystics, the yogis, they perform austerity and penances and tapasya to realize Paramatma within the heart. And so that is Paramatma realization. And the last thing is Bhagavan realization. Bhagavan realization means to understand all-pervading supreme personality of Godhead, and with the idea that the Bhagavan is not homogeneous thing or not just he is a person. He is a supreme person. So these are three truths, but perceived by different people in different ways. The highest is Bhagavan realization, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, has 6 opulences: unlimited strength, unlimited health, unlimited beauty, unlimited wealth, and what's the last one? Unlimited knowledge. Unlimited knowledge, that's what Krishna gave the Bhagavad Gita. And each and every word of Bhagavad Gita has very deep meaning. Many people have tried to understand Bhagavad Gita, but they could not. Only way to understand Bhagavad Gita, the Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. You can know me by devotional service only. So, these three kind of realization, there is an example. There are 2 examples. That if you look at the mountain from distance, you see the shape. But when you go near, you see, oh, there are some trees and all that, so many things. But when you climb up the mountain, you see variety of things. There are so many birds, animals, and so many trees and flowering. So that is highest realization. Another example is given that some villagers, they never saw the train. So that because train was passing by, but they have heard that something like a train is existing. So they elected 3 intelligent persons. Go and find out what it is. So the first person, he saw a train coming, because the engine has a big floodlights. So that person went just back to the villagers and reported that train is just a light. Okay. The second person waited a little longer. Then he saw the train not only the engine, but there are so many compartments along with it. So he saw and he described train is like this. But the third person waited long until the train stopped at the platform. So when he went there, he saw engine, compartment, and many people in there. So this is complete realization of the, similarly this realization of Supreme Personality of Godhead is like that. So, but only devotees can understand Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not completely, but at least as much as their devotion is there. Krishna reveals according to their intensity of love and devotion, intensity of the love. So, the transcendentalists also, Prabhupada translates it to the devotees. The devotees, they don't waste their time in material happiness, or when they get distressed, they don't worry. They just depend on Krishna. Whatever is happening is because of my past karma or something. Krishna wants it. So, the devotees actually thank Krishna, even if they would think we got a physical punishment. So okay. So for devotees, Krishna's reward or punishment, they see it equal. There's no difference for them. So here these transcendentalists are described as that the so as I mentioned that among the three types of transcendentalists, the devotee of the Lord are the best because they are engaged in loving devotional service of the Supreme Lord. No way they are loser, because Krishna promises in Bhagavad Gita, Svalpamasi apya api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even little bit of transcendental, loving transcendental service to the Supreme Lord is permanent asset. If you did some austerity and you got finances and so many things, that is only stays until you are in the body. Once you lose the body, nothing comes with you. But devotional service comes with you. So even little bit of devotional service, even 1% of devotional service, if one person has done, that is permanent asset. And Krishna promises that that person did 1%, he will give him a chance to continue that devotional service and give him body of the human form, or give him a chance to take a birth in Suchinam Srimatam Gehe. They'll take a birth in pious family, Suchinam, or Srimatam, wealthy family. In our current there are two examples. Suchinam, Srila Prabhupada. He was born in the soap and fire, so he continues his service. And Srimatam, Ambrish Prabhu. Srimatam, they get the chance to do more devotional service, and that's what they did. Prabhupada established so many temples all over the world and spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So that is so person who has done little devotional service doesn't go in vain. So the example in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Ajamil. He was a Brahman. He had done some devotion in the beginning. He did some devotional service, little bit of devotional service, and he was worshipping deity. To worship the deity, he went out to pick up the flowers. And while he was picking up flowers, he heard one prostitute and the low-class Sudra person embracing, and also the prostitute was singing. So he got his attention to that. So he got attracted to this illusory material energy of Krishna, and somehow or other he got married to that prostitute. And to maintain that prostitute, he did all kind of misdeeds, bad activities, plunder people and so many things, murder some people and all that, just to maintain. But because of his little bit devotional service, Krishna sent one Brahman to Ajamil, and he had several children. So the Brahman advised him that when your next son born, give him the name of Narayan. So at the old age and young child, he was attached to that child. So he would say, Narayan, come and sit here. Narayan, drink this. Narayan, eat this. Narayan, do this. Narayan, do that. So he was chanting Narayan, Narayan, Narayan all the time, even though he was addressing his son, but the name belongs to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Narayan took account of all these things. So his sins were reduced. And when the Yamadutas came to pick him up, he saw three ferocious people taking him away. So he was just innocently, as usual, he said, Narayan. But this was not, he was not addressing Narayan but because of he was accustomed to chant Narayan all the time, the Narayan took it that he is calling me. So he sent Vishnudutas to protect him. So when he saw all these things, he realized that in his early days he lived little devotional service and he got the result of this thing. So in Azamil's case, he did little 1% of devotional service, but he got 100% result. So there is one sloka that tyaktva swadharmam charanam ammujam hare bhajan apakvo atha patet tato yadi yatra ko va vibhadram abhud amushyakim ko vartha tapto abhyatam swa dharmatah. The meaning is that if someone gives up occupational duties and work in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of some attractions, he doesn't lose anything. What he did in the past, and what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? The results of material activities ends with the end of the body, but the Krishna conscious activities is for Savior. So in Christianity also they say what you have, what if you got whole world, but you don't have, you lose your soul. Something that I don't know, somebody of you may know that phrase. So in order to do the devotional service, there are several instances in given, and also some instructions are given in our scriptures that in even and Muslims, they say if you want to see Allah, what you have to do, hardam lo lagata ja, means always run after Allah. अगर है शौक मिलने का, if you want to see or meet the Supreme Lord, you have to do this. So the in our, in one of the sloka given by Rupa Goswamis in a Padyavali, that sloka says that I forgot the beginning, sorry. it won't come. It doesn't come to me. But the idea is that if you now I know Krishna Bhakti rasa bhavitamati. Krishna consciousness is full of mellows, rasa bhavitamati. Kriyatam api kuto bhilabhyet. For doing, trying to perform it, only few people get that. Kriyatam api kuto bhilabhyet. Tatra ekalam mulyam. But there is one price to get that. Tatra ekalam mulyam koti janma sukruterna labhyet. By performing millions of births, pious activities, still you cannot get. So, if Krishna consciousness is available anywhere, just run and get it. So, Srila Prabhupada is so kind that he is spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. And we are here, fortunate souls who have picked up this thing. And that is very laudable for all the devotees who are taking, the Krishna consciousness seriously. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that if you are a devotee of the Lord, you don't care what happens outside the world. In early days, at Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time, there was a bubonic plague. It was like very big pandemic all over the world. So many people were dying. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur that says, if you are Krishna consciousness, millions of bubonic plagues, nothing. Because you lose the body, but in next body life, if you are a little devotee, you get another body of a devotee somewhere else. Same with this COVID virus. This is COVID's second attack. And 2 years ago, it started. Personally, I have worked with that COVID virus when I was working with the state government in America, Maryland state government. Because COVID virus, and it's a type of coronavirus, coronavirus disease 19. That's a strain. But corona means crown. Corona means crown shaped. And there are another virus is called rotavirus. Rota means will. Rotavirus is a will type of it. When I was working, I was using electron microscope to see tiny living things in that. So, the Maryland, there is a National Institute of Health. There they keep isolated different viruses, bacteria, or so many things. Keep a depository, go and then freeze it, keep it here. So I was interested in getting that virus. So I went to there and I grew the virus and I looked under the electron microscope. They look like exactly like crown secret. Same thing with the rotavirus. Rota means will type of virus. So that virus caused infantile diarrhea, diarrhea in the children, early babies. So I wanted to see them and also grow them and find the way how to detect the infection in children. Same thing with the AIDS virus. When AIDS started, I went to NIH and got the AIDS virus and grew that and developed the test to detect the infection from the person. Before a person dies, you can do something about it. So when I developed for AIDS virus, the technique to detect it was publicized, and from the state of America, there are 50 states. Out of that, 25 state health department people came in our lab to get training. Then India heard about it. The 14 states health officers came there for training. One from Calcutta was Dr. Pal, I know him, but he was there too. So the development of technique I have done for the people of Maryland, but it was for general. So I will stop telling you one episode that when I had developed the test for the AIDS virus, we are doing testing. I was the one who developed the test, so I knew how to do it. I didn't have many people. I have people working, but they had different things to do. So I myself was doing it. And I was reporting the results too also. So one of the doctor complained to governor that he got his patient's result late because patient passed away. So he wrote to the governor. Governor called the health secretary. Health secretary told me that governor has a complaint. Now governor had a policy that if there is any problem in any department, health department or highways or whatever, that problem has to be solved in 48 hours. That was his policy. So he told secretary that this should be solved in 48 hours. Secretary called me. He said, I don't need 48 hours. I can tell you in 4 minutes. I am the one who developed the test. I didn't have money. I don't have people to report the result. What happened? He gave me $300,000 and gave me 4 people to work on that only. And my budget went up to $1.3 million for the year for doing different things. So this is my accomplishment. 93 people used to work for me. I used to go to each different sections and I will talk to each and every person, lowest grade or highest, in a position. When I go and see the person, I will ask person, how is your cat doing? How is your children doing? And they will be happily describing. At that time, I am chanting Hare Krishna in my mind. I am not listening. But they feel so good that, oh, Dr. Patel has asked me this thing. So this was so my Krishna consciousness was like constantly like that. When I'm going to work, I'll play Prabhupada's tape, half an hour coming, half an hour going. And in my office, once I get in my office, I do nothing. I go to see people. Within 2 hours, all the departments, the 3 different floors, I'll go and come and sit in my room. And then I don't go anywhere. I will read Bhagavatam or read Prabhupada's book, something. So that was by Krishna's grace, I got that. When I retired, I retired 5 years earlier, but I didn't care. The position was good, but just to spend full time Krishna consciousness, I gave up the job. So this is my current background. So I'm just saying what is. If you have any questions regarding what I've said or what I have made a mistake, please let me know. Yes.
Thank you for the class. You mentioned that verse of Rupa Goswami. He was telling that no matter the value of this devotional service, you can one price do you have to pay? You said that you have to pay a price. Rupa Goswami was saying in that verse. So I didn't get what is the price which you have to pay. That millions of lifetimes of pious activities also you will not get that bhakti. So what is the price you have to pay? I didn't get that part.
What is the
price? That third sentence of that verse was that you have to pay a price for it. That which you cannot achieve it by even millions of lifetimes of pious activity. That verse was there, no, bro? You quoted one verse of Rupa Goswami.
I still didn't get it. You can talk without microphone.
Okay. Now am I audible?
Okay.
Now, am I audible? Prabhuji, you mentioned Rupa Goswami was saying one verse you mentioned. There,
Which one?
at the last you were saying that you have to pay a price.
Yeah.
So what is the price you have to pay?
Price?
Yes. What is the price?
Price, I say.
Yes.
Lolyam hi ekalam mulyam.
Okay.
Lolyam means intense greed, intense desire to have Krishna. That is the price. But to get that lolyam, not that easy. You have to develop. You have to have mercy of sadhu, shastra and guru. So these there are, for example, there are 64 items for devotional service. But out of 64, 5 are very important. Sadhu Sang, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Sadhu Sang, Nam Kirtan, and Mathuravas and Sri Murti Shraddhaya Sevan. So these 5 are very potent practices for for everybody, and you can do it anywhere. Mathura was, you don't have to go and stay in the Vrindavan or holy place. You are lucky if you are staying here, but the devotees keep Krishna in their heart and worship in a home. You are in Mathura. I was in the foreign country for a long time, but in my house I have deities, worshipping deity and all that thing. So that is Mathura, and that is what required. The 5 things very important to do it. Okay, thank you. Anybody have any question? Yeah.
You gave the story of Ajamil and said that when devotional service begins, then there's, if somebody stops performing it, they'll start again. We see a lot of people that quit doing devotional service to Krishna, and they have no intention of going back to it. And you can't, it's hard to tell anything about them that would make you think that they would become a devotee again. So what are the how does that process work? How does you said there's no loss or diminution, and if somebody quits, they'll go back to being Krishna conscious. When will that happen?
Let me think. I have a hearing problem because so I hear only few words here and there. But in essence, what are you asking?
In essence, can you say what you are saying?
Oh, I'm saying that somebody who's given up being a devotee and doesn't identify with that anymore, and they have no intention of going back to being a devotee. So why does it seems like that Krishna will fulfill their desires now, and they'll never get involved again. So how is it that they'll pick it up later?
Prabhuji is asking that some devotees who are practicing nicely, they leave Krishna consciousness. So later they don't want to come back. It's apparent that they don't want to come back, and it seems that Krishna is fulfilling their desire of not coming back to bhakti. So how we can understand that Krishna will take them back to bhakti? Like apparently they don't want to only come back to bhakti. So how do you understand that?
See, the most of the time we don't know what is Krishna's plan. First of all, He has his plan for each individual person. How to take care of, So if person is little Krishna conscious, Krishna will make sure that he progresses slowly, but progresses properly. So he will make the adjustment. That's his plan. And if you leave it up to him, he will do everything. So everything depends on him only. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, no. Yes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tumhara. nitya dasa prati tuva adhikara. If you want to kill me, fine. Or if you want to keep me alive, that's fine. Maro bhi rakho bhi, jo ichha tumhara. It's up to you. And you have a right to do that because I'm your eternal nitya das. Prati, for your nitya das, you have all the right to do whatever you want me to do. So that is full surrender. Right? Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written so many songs in Saranagati. So that's what we know. So the first song, Dainya Atma Nivedana, Goptritve Varana, Avashya Rakhibe Krishna, Vishwasa Palana. So all these things are in Bhagavatam or some other places in Sanskrit, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur had made it easy and put it in a Bengali language in such a easy way. This is how. So we sing a song, listen to it, and try to understand the meaning of what we are singing. That will purify our heart, So the association of the devotees, we can do that all the time, So when the devotees are singing and your mind is somewhere else, you're not there. Krishna is not there also. Even you are chanting, if you have attention towards Krishna, Krishna is listening. But if you are not attentive, Krishna says he's a fake. He will go away. He doesn't have time to spend the fake people. He wants the real people. He will do anything for real people. That's what real devotees are, So they get advanced according to their reciprocation with Krishna. Is that okay, or you need more questions? Anyone has any question? Thank you so much for kind attention. Hare Krishna.